DCS. F1. Center. Bullets. DCS. Okay, for anyone that's with me at the moment, you'll hear me calling commands for voice attack, which you wouldn't normally have heard because I would normally have used push to talk to speak to the stream. At the moment, I'm having to use open mic on the stream, so you're hearing me give commands to voice attack as well. So that's not a biggie. That's not a biggie. So hang on. Right, let's do that.
Request rearming.
So I've already been up.
Copy.
Things seem to be working okay. This is all since a recent massive issue updating from Windows 10 to Windows 11, which has taken over a week in various forms, having to download loads of programs, set all the settings in all of those programs and all sorts of other stuff. That was after the setup of Windows 11, so there was a lot going on with that update from Windows 11 to Windows 10 to Windows 11, and that included, of course, having to re-download DCS and all the settings and all that sort of stuff. So I had issues with voice attack, which I believe is now working fine. Let's just check that. I'll center. Hold on. Center. Okay, there we are. It centered my view when I told it to. So I just want a quick check on something on the other screen. Okay. Right. I'll get started now. I know that there's I don't want map. Why has it gone to map? Right, I know that there's some enemy infantry on the north edge of the runway because they were shooting at me as I came into land just now. So I'm going to have to take off and hope that I don't get any encounters with other groups that I can't, because you can't see them on the map right now. They're about here, and I've got to fly in and look for them. One possible advantage of the whole upgrade thing and the clean install is that I feel as though I can actually see infantry on the ground easier than I could before. Now what's changed that I'm not sure, but I'm seeing tiny marks on the ground which I before all the mess and all the update I found it very difficult to find infantry standing on the ground. They were just tiny dots, and I had to be close enough to see them, and when you're that close you can't adjust your own trajectory to shoot at them, so it was really awkward. F1. Center. Radio. Radio.
Fort 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 20641 at 1000 knots. Fort 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 32742 at 2000 knots. Fort 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 3500 knots.
Also, I'm really sorry I just suddenly disappeared one day. I really missed your streams. I'm not quite sure what happened today.
Okay, well it's nice to see you back too, so I might have to try to somehow increase the volume of the lady that's reading that for me, because it's very quiet. But yeah, I've been off anyway for the past week, because I upgraded myself from Windows 10 to Windows 11. That was a massive operation because I also lost the old C drive in Windows 10 during that whole process. The whole process including taking a download or updating Windows 10 before I went to Windows 11. So that was massive, and of course, well, I had to do a clean install of Windows 11, which means that everything was lost. I had to get and install all my programs and configure them appropriately. It's been an absolute nightmare. And I'm also on open mic now. I don't know if you might have caught that or not. I'm on open mic because using the push to talk at the moment is a problem. When DCS has focus, the push to talk doesn't work. At least it wasn't a while back. So I've had to use open mic. So you'll hear me calling instructions to voice attack. But that's not a biggie. It's just something you wouldn't normally hear because I wouldn't normally push my push to talk when I'm calling instructions. Right, now I'm going to take off to the right because I know that there are some units.
I'm sorry, my phone's glitching a bit. I can't hear a thing. Just give me a second.
Okay. Also, if you can still hear me, I'd appreciate if you could let me know how the balance is between my voice and the aircraft sounds. I want you to hear the aircraft and game sounds, but I would also need my voice to be slightly above them so you can hear it properly.
Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, Bra 017, Fork 60 at 7,000 knots.
F1.
Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 35142 at 2,000 knots. Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 12644 at 2,000 gold.
I've just made an adjustment.
Okay, I think I've sorted my phone. The balance sounds absolutely perfect.
Fork 6, Overlord
Sounds
1-1,
crisp
Bra
and your voice
3.
is clear.
Okay, yeah, I'm using a different mic for the voice and for voice attack. I'm using the camera mic, the one that normally I use for making video calls. And I'm also using Banana, Voice Meter Banana, and I have noise cancelling on there. So that should be making it all better. From what you've said, it has made it better. So I'll take off and see how it goes. But has it changed? Hang on, if I pull this down, let me know. Can you hear me count 1, 2, 3, 4? Did you hear me count 1, 2, 3, 4?
Use 434 Yes.
Excellent, excellent. I have to try and my muscle memory makes me want to push a button before I speak, so I'm used to it. So I have to actually concentrate on not reaching forward and pushing buttons. Which also, if I was to leave it like this, it would actually. Oh, that's my phone telling me to fly. Right, because sometimes I nod off. Right, anyway. Hopefully I'll hear her. I'm going to bring my volume down of the aircraft a bit for me. Does this affect the volume of the aircraft for you? I don't think it does. Try this. Right, I've just pulled a slider down. Did you lose the sound of the aircraft of the game? Okay, well hopefully, I'll tell you what, can you give me just type in there test 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. I'm going to turn my volume down. I want to see if it turns her down as well.
Use 434 Test 1234.
Yes, it does. It does turn her down. So I'll have to turn the engine sounds down in DCS itself, which I can do. So there's so many things that I have to get back to normal, and some improvements alongside all that. Right, I'm going to pull the I've pulled the engine volume down a bit, or the game volume down a bit. So we'll see how that works when you send me another message. I'll see how well I hear it. Because she was not very much louder than my engine, so it was difficult to hear her. Can you give me another test 1, 2, 3, 4, please?
434 Test 1234.
1234 precisely. Okay, that's good enough, I think. I mean, if I can boost her volume in some way, I will do that. But at the moment, I'm hearing it. I love the sound of this engine when it's powering out, but I'll have to forego that for a moment. Right, I'm not going to turn just yet. Just my altimeter and my trims. So a typical example of assuming it works, it might prove me a liar, but if I say to get rid of a pilot, I can say pilot, and that didn't work. It didn't get it. It didn't hear it. Pilot. Pilot. Right, I think I wasn't clicked on the game. Although it looked as though I wasn't clicked on the game. So I'll do that again, put him back. Pilot. Pilot. I have to sort of look up at the mic, at the camera mic, a little bit, and when I do that you can't then see the hand. So anyway, that's working. Let's adjust my trims. I'll have to listen to this stream afterwards to see if I notice a difference, but I don't usually watch my streams afterwards, so I might not be aware of the differences. Okay, I'm going to take off on the taxiway. Hang on a minute. Telly. So I'll take off on the taxiway because I know that they're directly ahead of me. Near the runway there are enemy infantry. I wonder how I can increase the volume of my message reader. Okay, and I'm not fixed with my seat fixed to the rudder pedals at the moment, so I'm also having to fight that a little bit, because when I move my rudder pedals it wants to push me around and they've gone a bit wonky. Right. Are the game sounds still high enough? Or do I need to come back up again? Excellent. That's going to be a balancing act to get all that right. Right, now if I can find them, but they're not marked on the map really until I shoot at them, so I can't remember exactly where they were. Telly. I think I might have just seen them, but we'll see. Oops, no, there's another lot. I don't know where they are. Something else was shooting at me. Seen them. But you've got to try and keep my eye on that area now. There they are. Tally-ho. That got all of them. Telly. But I'm sure I'm seeing them better than I used to. And I think it's another lot. over there, over here somewhere that was shooting at me, but I couldn't see where they were.
0142 at 2000.
Maybe it was the same lot, taking some slightly long-range shots at me. Telly. I'll have to choose my words for voice attack. I was using Zoom, but the word Zoom is all sort of soft and flowery and it doesn't bite. So voice attack doesn't catch it so easily, but the T at the beginning of telly makes it work. I think it's, for me, this is too soft now. I want to bring it up. So I'm going to bring the game sounds up again and see if that's alright. Because this engine sounds absolutely beautiful, but when it's quiet you lose the impact of it. This is the Echo 19 Spitfire engine sound. Right, if I trim it out, I'll see if I can adjust that engine level again, or gain level. Although for me it might just be, yeah, it's probably in banana. I've turned it up in banana, so hopefully you're getting it okay. Yeah, so I lost my C drive, the old C drive, and then also in the process of all that I lost another 1 terabyte drive that I have my projects on. I make music in projects on a program called Ableton. It's like a mixer, studio mixer, and all those projects were stored on that drive and I can't access it. I don't think it's an old hard drive. I don't think it's spinning, so I've probably lost them kind of forever. I have still got some stuff, some end products, but I just can't open the project and remix it. So far everything seems to be working fine. I'm just trying to think where else I can check. Ah, what do you do? I mean, I have to do the whole lot. Apart from drums, which sometimes my son will do for me, or I'll program them in from Ableton. But apart from that, I have to play and sing everything, which is good. I quite enjoy it. If you were interested, I'd give you a link to something and you could have a listen, but I don't want to bore you too much with that. Okay. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I don't have to share a link specifically. If you have a chance to go to YouTube, and obviously given the option you don't want to use your phone speakers, obviously, put some earbuds in or use some other method to listen to it properly. But if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Bill1949 space WT, and scroll down a playlist called My Uploads, you'll see a song that was recorded by the Beatles. I don't know how old you are, Deuce, but you might not even know the Beatles. But some people don't. But the song by the Beatles called And I Love Her. That's probably one of my most recent. I've also done Norwegian Wood and a few others there, and there's some band stuff on there as well, because I worked in a band for 20 odd years. I was mainly main vocals and bass guitar. So if you wanted to go to my YouTube channel, feel good to do so. Ideally with earbuds though, Deuce. Do you have the option for earbuds? Because that'll be way better on earbuds than it would ever be on a phone speaker, which I'm sure you already appreciate. Yeah, well I figured if you're a recorder, then you know that the phone doesn't do a piece of music justice. But there's a few that sorry, I'm not asking for your age, but are you aware of much of the Beatles stuff? Oh well, that's good. I mean, they're my kind of music because that was my era. The mid-60s was like Beatles and First Love, you know what I mean?
Deuce 4348. Fair enough. To be honest, I'm more into classic rock. Zahile C/DCS.
Yeah, I could go for that. When I was working, not working, we were playing, we were having fun in another band of me and a few mates, and for a few years we were just playing stuff on a Saturday morning in some place, just for fun, just for ourselves, no audience. And we would do things like The Cream, Rory Gallagher, you know, Taste, and that was really good, and some Beatles numbers. But we'd do some Cream as well, Sunshine of Your Love, things like that. Oh, I think I just shot one of our guys. I wasn't over where I thought I was. Friendly. Well, there you go. It happens. I should have known because they were all spread out, and typically the enemy infantry are like in a nice straight line until you shoot at them, and then they disperse a bit. Right, well that'll do. I'll go for a landing. And I would normally open my canopy for landing, but it's already open because I just love the sound. If I close it, oops, if I close it, so the sound is quite different. You probably heard me say all this before. The sound is quite different, and then when I open it, it really sounds gorgeous. You either like the phasing effects, the prop wash. Listen, airy and phasey and lovely. Ended up going very fast then as I came down. Whoa, the CO will have me for that. What a terrible landing, but never mind. I don't mind that at the moment, it's all working, that's what I like. Right, now I've been damaged, so this is a good opportunity for me to check voice attack again to get myself repaired. And I've had to change that from repair, which is soft and fluffy, to different words. I would call it fix. But first I've got to get rid of that menu. Fix. Didn't get it. Fix. Oh, did I change it? I changed it back to repair, did I? I think I did. Repair. Repair. No, of course it ran out of comply because I've still got my engine running. Sorry about that, Chief. I'll try again when it's finished. When it's got to completely stop. I won't touch it until it's completely stopped. Right. Repair.
Request repair. Copy.
Yeah, I changed it briefly to fix because I felt that the x at the end of it would be caught more easily by voice attack. But then we sorted a few other things out. Because Laxor have been helping me an awful lot. A ridiculous amount. They spend an awful lot of time helping me out on this. Looking at your last message about classic rock and Zeppelin, actually there's one that I wrote myself. I've never done anything with it. It's called Tail Hanger. It was when I was gigging and I got really fed up with sort of driving around the M25 and people are sitting right on your bumper. There's no room for error. If I was to touch my brakes, they'd have hit me. So I got fed up with it, and as they are tail hangers, I wrote a song about that. That would be more your style. It's not Led Zeppelin quite, but it's more Led Zeppelin than it is Beatles. By the way, I'm sure you will anyway, but let me know if you disappeared, Deuce.
Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 29145.
Yeah, another thing was that I had it set up before with my pinky button would give me the map, and when I let go it would bring me back into the cockpit. And when I tried to set it up this
Use
time, I did it
434
slightly wrong and it left me on the map.
Will do. Don't worry. And haha, that song sounds awesome.
Overlord 1-1.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could drop you a copy of it, but it's not that good. It's got a reasonable little lead guitar break in it. It's had to drop you a copy. I mean, I could drop it here because it won't be offending copyright because it's mine, but it makes it a bit public. So if I was to drop you a listening copy of that, it'd be better to do it on Discord or some other method.
Fort 6. Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 241 Fort 6 at 2000 cold.
So if you can remember, the sounds
Use
of
434
oh, hang on.
Please do.
Okay,
I'd love to
how
hear
do I
it.
get it to you, Juice? How will I get it to you? Because I don't really want to paste it on here. In fact, I don't think it will let me. It's a file rather than a link. Because I haven't got it on YouTube. It's just literally my own file, which I'd have to probably get from the car. Because that might well be one of the things I've lost. That's interesting. Now that's got me thinking. I'm going to go and have a quick check.
Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 211 Fort 4 at 2000 hot.
Fortunately, before the crash of my C drive, I did take a backup of the complete C drive, but I don't know if I had tail hanger on there or whether it is only on another drive that had
Use
more music.
434 alt. I think you could upload it to Google Drive or Dropbox, and then post the link on here.
Yeah, probably could. Google Drive. Alright, well, let's see if, first of all, I've got to see if I've got it. Let me do a quick search. Stand by, bear with me. I'll do a search of my PC, the whole thing. If it's not here, I would have backed it up elsewhere, but I can't remember where. Probably to an old laptop, which might take a while even to boot up. Because in the process of all this, you can't do this kind of thing very easily, especially when you're not au fait like I'm not. You can't do it very easily without another laptop. But I've got a laptop, but it was really slow. It's just totally impracticable to use it. So I also had to buy a new Windows 11 laptop. So now I'm setting that up and learning Windows 11 at the same time. It's just an awful time. It was horrible. And we'll see what I've lost. Right, I'll do a quick search and see if it's got it. I don't know if I got it as 2 words, tail hanger, or 1 tail hanger. I can't remember. On my old computer I'll be able to find it easily, but not so much here.
Fort 6. Overlord
I'll let it keep looking.
316 Fort 1 at 2000 cold.
So for anyone that's just joined, it's showing 2 viewers, so I imagine someone's joined. This is testing, but it is happening. I just upgraded my computer from Windows 10 to 11 and had a massive issue, including the loss of 2 drives, and now it's all back together with all the programs downloaded pretty much. I'm sure there'll be more. I'll find out as I go along. I go to use something and it's not there. Downloading all the programs and setting them up. Oh, I have got tail hanger. I have got it. So where is it? It's in, I'm just interested to see where it is. Okay, stuff cut from the E drive, backups, data documents. Okay, well that's good. I have got it. I've now got to somehow get it to you. Hold on. Let's just open the folder location so then it can stop searching. Right, so it's in there. Not that I'm seeing it. That's odd. That's odd. It said it's in here, but well, I've told it to open the folder.
Overlord 1-1, bra 23546 at 2000 cold.
Oh, that's. Oh, hang on, hang on. It's right at the top there. Yes, of course it is. I'm looking for under tail for T for tail, but it's got a 05 in it because that was the number of the thing. Right. Now dropping stuff onto Google Drive is not something I do very often, so that's something I've got to think on. Stand by. I will do it, and then I'll put a link on here. But it's old, so the quality is pretty bad. I mean, it goes back a long way, but it's just to a record of the song, really. That's all. Right, so Google, where's Google Drive? Oh, looking for G, it's D, isn't it? Oh, now it wants me to sign in, or does it? I'm signed out apparently. I wonder if it would just let me use another account. Okay, we'll see if that goes in quickly.
Deuce 434 alt. You don't have to do it now if you don't want to. I should be back tomorrow if you'll live then.
I wouldn't normally be live, but I'm doing a lot of testing, so it's not impossible. What about, are you on Discord?
017460 at 7000 knots.
Because I've got to remember my password for this. No, I would like to do it.
Deuce 434 alt.
Okay,
Discord.
okay.
Here I am.
Well, if you would like to, because I'm bad at getting people, but if you want to ping me something, oh, let's open Discord first. If you want to ping me something, a message or something, so that we can link on Discord, and I'll stick it in a message there.
Overlord 1-1, bra 10340 at 2000 cold.
Deuce 434 alt. Yeah, sure. I'll just get my username quickly.
Okay, okay, and I'll try to respond quickly. But I'm terrible with Discord.
Overlord 1-1.
I'm an absolute goon when it comes to Discord. I don't find it intuitive at all. It's very good if you really know it, and I don't. I can't seem to get to know it. You should be able to get me with just Bill 1949.
7744 at 2000 cold.
I suppose actually I could I could also just play it
Deuce
here
four
because
three
it would
four
come
alt.
over it.
Okay, it's just deuce 434 all one word, no capitals.
Right, but how do I get you? This is where I fall over because I never know how to find people, how to get someone. I'll tell you what, let's see, this is another little audio test. I'll just start playing it and see what it's like. See if it comes out. Let me know if you hear it over the stream.
Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 21145 at 2000 knots.
So, I don't know if it's too early to say, but are you receiving that? Oh, hang on, I should be able to see on.
Deuce 434 alt. Yeah, I am, and oh my gosh, Bill, that's incredible.
Very old. Hold on. There's a nice little lead break, but I can't. I want to get it louder, but I think it's at max. The lead break.
Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 01542 at 1000 gold. Fork 6, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 00142 at 2500 knots.
I should have done that to start with. It's much easier, isn't it?
7642 at 2000 gold. Fork 6, Overlord
Deuce
1-1,
434 alt.
26143
That was
at
awesome.
2000 gold.
You should absolutely get that released if you haven't already.
Oh, well, I did it something like 15 or 20 years ago. I can't really imagine me doing that. Finally getting around to doing that now. It was for good fun. The drums on that I programmed in with a, oh crikey, what was it? A Roland 505, I think it was, something like that. Drum box or 202, can't remember. Yeah, so I programmed the drums in.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up
Uh,
group
and that's where one of the places where I started actually doing music. I mean, that one is my own. There's a few others that are my own, but not that style, so you wouldn't want to hear those. Yeah, there's one called Driving in a Dream. But they're the only ones I could put on here without
Deuce
affecting
434
copyright.
alt. Well, I absolutely loved it. You're insanely talented.
That's very kind of you, sir. Very kind. Yeah, there's another one called Driving in a Dream that I did, but I overdid the echo, so it all kind of muddles a bit into one. That's something I need to redo maybe. But the others, there's another one I need to do, say, And I Love Her on my YouTube channel. If you find that, no, no, And I Love Her is okay. I was also working on another Beatles song, because it's my era, called Till There Was You. And there's a lovely little lead break in that. Absolutely
Artisan
lovely.
skunk. What plane is this?
Hello, Artisan. This is a Spitfire. There we are. The most beautiful aircraft in the world ever. Will never be duplicated. Never be done again, because it will never be needed.
Artisan
So
skunk. Spitfire from WW2.
yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, this is the Mark 9, so it's later on in World War Two. But yes, and this to me, the Spitfire Mark 9, for me is the top of the tree. Although there were later marks that theoretically, I suppose, must be better because they're improved over the years, but this one is the cream as far as I'm concerned. And I used the Echo 19 engine sound. If you're still there, are you still there, Artisan?
Artisan skunk. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm using the Echo 19 engine sound for the Spitfire. Hang on, let's just change channels. That's it. We don't need to hear all that. Yeah, so I've forgotten where I was going to go with that. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the engine, the Echo 19, the DCS engine sound is okay, but the Echo 19 engine sound is pretty awesome, I reckon. Let's just start her up. I'll only give it 5 pumps because the engine's...
Artisan skunk. Wasn't the engine built by Rolls-Royce?
It was the Rolls-Royce Merlin, yeah. Iconic aircraft visually and audio wise, because you hear a Spitfire go over, you know it's a Spitfire. It might be a Hurricane, but sometimes they fly over my place and I'll hear aircraft go over every now and again, but every now and again I'll get up and I think, what's that? And I go out there and sure enough it's a Spitfire flying over. Quite rare and quite gorgeous. Right, I've primed so I can crack the throttle and start her up. You notice how the engine sounds changes when we get behind that big fan at the front. It all changes again. And actually, when I come into land, as I get close to the runway, the engine sound gets slightly louder, which it should, because you're getting engine sound reflected back up at us from the runway. So it's really good.
Hey Bill, I should probably be heading off now. It's getting late and I need to be up early to catch the bus. I'm so glad I got to talk to you again, and your music is amazing.
That's really kind of you, Juice. Thanks very much, mate. Okay, well, we'll be flying next weekend, or I will. I don't think Laxor can fly next weekend, but I'll probably be up. But I might well be on now and again doing more testing during the week. So we'll see. But thanks for being there. Thanks for being there, Juice, and thanks for your very kind comments about the music. Catch you again soon. Take care.
Juice 4348. No problem. You too. Good night.
Roger that. TTFN.
Artisan skunk. I know the Spitfire was used by the British, but is it also used by the Canadian?
Yes, it was used by Canadians, and of course we had Polish pilots flying over here in English Spitz. Um, they did a fantastic job. But the story with the Spitfire, two stories about the Spitfire is you don't get in a Spitfire, you put it on. You like wear it. And the other story about it is the Spitfire is a lady in the air, but she's a bitch on the ground. And that's true because of this very whoops, wrong one. Oh, and again wrong one. The very slim wheelbase. A slim wheelbase and a tail dragger, and that makes very uncomfortable to taxi with. And the way we taxi in a Spit is not standard anyway. Now if I tilt my feet forward, I don't know if you can hear that, I'm tilting my feet alternatively forward, but the rudder pedals don't tilt because there's no foot braking, no toe brakes on a Spitfire. The brake is this lever at the top here, so that brake is fully on. And the way you taxi is if you want to turn left, you bring your throttle up to sufficient revs to pull you forward, you give it left rudder, apply some brake, and it puts braking on the left wheel, so you slew round to the left, and likewise the other way for right. Same brake lever, but it's putting braking on the right wheel. So it's not comfortable, not intuitive. And before I take off, brake on, I've just realised I haven't set my nose down trim or my rudder trim. And normally I use voice attack, right? But usually you wouldn't hear me calling commands. No, but apparently it was on various aircraft. I think the 109 might have been the same, or was it? No, the 109 perhaps had toe brakes. Maybe the Focke-Wulf 190 had that mechanism. Or I can't remember, but there were others. In fact, it's the same on the Mosquito. Yeah, the twin engine, you have the Mosquito with two Merlin engines. So it's the same on that. So you give it a rudder direction and then apply braking on that wheel to turn in that direction. So that's the way it works, but it's not intuitive, it doesn't feel at all comfortable. Right, I'm going to get in the air. I'll put a pilot in place. Pilot. Except she's not taking any notice. Oh wait a minute. No, I'm on there. I'm on the right screen. Pilot. Pilot. No, she's not behaving. Okay, it doesn't matter. But that I can do with voice attack. I've probably missed something. I've probably forgotten something. But anyway, I'll just take off. I can put the pilot in place like that, but it's much easier obviously if I can do it by saying it. So let me go if you let me know if you go, artisans. Just trying to straighten up that tail wheel by moving forward a little bit because of it being a tail dragger. Okay, last checks, I think all good. Brake off, stick back, full right, throttle up, away we go. Thank you. Oh, we've got enemy infantry on the airfield and they're shooting me to bits before I'm even airborne. Can't remember exactly where they were. Well, I got one of them. I think there's only two left by the looks of it. There's one on the air, on the runway. There's at least two left. There's one on the runway and one on the grass. They've hit my engine controls because the engine is now racing. I think the prop pitch control is hydraulic or pneumatic, probably hydraulic, and when they hit it, it leaks for a while before you notice the effect. Right, they're clear, but there is a 1 in 9 in the area, and of course there would be now that I'm damaged and I'm no condition for dogfighting. I'm probably going to lose my engine before I get anywhere near him.
Artisan spun. Couldn't you shoot the plane if it got real low and you got lucky with infantry rifles?
No, because you're still, unless you're belly flop like I'm going to now, you're still too high. Your guns will point upwards, so you can't do it that way. Well, that's still a walk-away landing. I don't know if you know DCS, but I can jump out. Jump. And walk away. I could walk all the way back to the airfield. I did that one time when I was fairly close to the airfield. I got shot at and bailed out. I decided to walk back, and I was walking along the road and got run over by a truck. So that's the wreck of my aircraft, but it was a walk away. And you know what I say about landings, only one you can walk away from is good enough. But this has been mainly testing, so I'll leave my label up there to say I'm testing, because there's a load of things that I'll probably find out as I go along. I don't necessarily know all the things that I've got to do yet. I think one thing I need to do is pour myself a beer.
Artisan spunk. Would it not explode, or is that just movies?
Well, that depends on how you've been damaged. I mean, it will explode if I hit the ground at, you know, at force. If you're talking about my Spitfire, yes, it would definitely explode if I hit the ground at some force. You get lovely big explosions. But that was I didn't want to do that, did I? I wanted to survive it, so I as gently as possible, belly flopped it so that I could survive, get out and fight another day. Notice the number. Look. Oh, hang on. Can I? No, I can't. I can't point. But look, you got B.I. Roundel L 1949. So that's me, Bill 1949. Laxor set that up for me as like my personalised aircraft, because Laxor created the mission. I think these are 109s flashing about. They probably won't shoot this aircraft now because it's pretty much regarded as dead, I would have thought. So I'm not. The other thing I have to do, the reasons I might be in more often than I would normally, is that I've probably got to reset up other aircraft because of all the settings. There are. I don't know if you do you fly DCS at all, artisans or not.
Artisan skunk. Which major battles was this plane fought in?
Well, I don't know about specific major battles, but it was really there to combat the Focke-Wulf 190, which was ruling the roost over on the continent. So this version, the
Artisan skunk.
Mark 9, was for that.
I do not fly, but am looking into starting flying.
Jolly good. What, in DCS?
Artisan skunk.
Well,
Yeah, in DCS.
if you do, make sure you get the Spitfire, then we can be mates. No, if you get the Spitfire, it might be difficult to start with, but if you come to a server such as this one, we help each other a lot, and there's a couple of people that I've helped to, like, with taxiing the Spit and how to take off. There's a few little tricks, you know, or few little snippets of information that can get you flying airborne much quicker than you trying to do it yourself. Because there was a point where I thought I'm not going to be able to take this off because I was just rolling and going all over the place. But you learn a few things. But I've had to learn that myself. Now a few people that I've pointed those two things out to, they've got airborne much earlier than I did because of that little bit of information. I've spawned back in a Spit. But all the other aircraft have probably lost loads of settings. I don't know. And actually, before I go anywhere, I've got to save my config file, my settings.
Do you have to like press all the buttons as if it was in real life, or is it simplified?
You need to. It says the actual startup. You need to do the right things, as in real life. If I was to get into Mark 9 Spit, I feel pretty confident that after a little while I'll be able to start it. I would know how to taxi it, and I would know how to take off. That's not necessarily to say I'll be able to do it, because it's different when you're actually there doing it, isn't it? I mean, for a start, this tiny stick here is much different from a Spitfire stick, which is about 2 foot long. So my little movements here would be like are massive movements compared to what I would get at the top of those same little movements on the top of a long stick. So this is actually more difficult, and of course it's more difficult, I think anyway, because if you're sitting in an aircraft and you pull back on the stick and the aircraft goes up, you feel it physically, whereas I don't get that. That's just another piece of software I've got to get back up and running. Because I've got on my seat, I've got a cushion that's got 4 transducers into my back and 1 under each thigh, so that it replicates as far as possible the feelings of a Spit. Like I put my gear up and I'm under my left and right leg. I feel a bit of a clonk as the gear comes up into the wheel well. Yeah, so I've got to go into my control settings, and you'll see all this lot, everything where I've got something like that, and more, because I can tell my stick with software, I can tell my stick to send other things that are basically just keyboard shortcuts. But all of these things here, they have to be set up, but all sorts of other stuff like pushing buttons to zoom in, pushing buttons to jump out of your aircraft and see from behind, buttons to adjust your trim, and even getting your sticks set up to respond, or for this aircraft to respond. There's a whole lot to do, and that's only on all but axis commands. So if we go to axis commands, you've got all this lot. I mean, some of this is track IR, but you've got this lot to set up, which is not that bad. So you've got axis and non-axis commands to set up, and then if I was to go to a different aircraft, such as I mentioned before, oops, the Mosquito, you've got, once again, there's keyboard shortcuts. These are all the things that you can change, and sometimes you have to. If you do fly in DCS, I would recommend, absolutely recommend, getting joystick, throttle, rudder pedals, and head tracking. I would not be doing this if I had to use mouse and keyboard. I simply wouldn't be doing it. For a start, it wouldn't feel real, whereas this does. So yeah, so those are the things, but I need to go back to Spitfire. Oh, I clicked the button.
Santa
Right,
owns.
and I'm going to save that.
No testing allowed.
No testing allowed. What? How do you mean no testing? Oh, I see what you're saying because of my... No, the thing is, I can't see your name, Centre. I've just upgraded this machine, this PC, from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and it's been an absolute nightmare. I've lost two hard drives, well, an SSD and an old mechanical hard drive in the
Artisan
process.
strike. I am thinking of just buying a budget hot ass to see if I like the hobby before spending a lot of money on it.
Yep, that's fine. That's
Santa
fine.
owns.
To be honest,
Oh no, that's terrible.
yeah, it is. It is, Centre. Believe me, it's been over a week of hard graft and mental torment getting it all back. Because once you do that, I have to get all my programs back. I've got to adjust all the settings in all those programs. And further down the line, there's going to be other programs that I've forgotten and I need to then reinstall. You know, so I've done a lot, but there's bound to be stuff that I've forgotten. Right, hold on. I just got to cancel that. Got to click in there. I'm going to save this profile. Oh, I can't remember where they were all saved. I mean, there's a Spitfire there, but I don't think that's not where they were saved. I can't save them yet. I'm looking for a list of Spitfire files, but Win cockpit image. Is it in import? Oh, there's one there. That's not him. That's not him. I've got a list of different ones. No, not that list. Okay, I'll have to find out from Lexor because he'll probably remember where they are. Right, so I'll cancel that. But at some point I've got to save this because, as you can see, you know, there's a lot to sort out. Some of this gets used in different ways, and other stuff I have to set up. So, in the meantime, right. Yeah, so I lost two drive center, and one of the drives was actually the drive that had all my music projects on it, because I record stuff in Ableton, which is like a studio software, and you save each song as a project, and all those projects are on the other drive that I lost. So that really hurts. Right, so what I was also going to say is at the moment I'm using Open Mic. I'm going to use Voice Attack to give commands rather than pushing buttons, and you wouldn't normally hear those commands because I wouldn't normally push to talk. I would only use my push to talk to you. So you wouldn't normally hear them, but now you will. So hopefully it's going to behave itself, because just now it didn't. Let's go back to. Let's get my
Santa owns.
window up.
That's fine, sir. You also won't forget to unmute.
Well, I don't mute anyway, so Right, let's see if this works. Center. Right, it picked that up. So I say center, and it centers my head tracking. So that's working fine. What else? Oh, when we in this mission, Laxor has set it up that when we spawn in, we don't have any ammo. We've got to ask for it. So I'm just going to say the right word, and then get rearmed or get armed. Bullets. So it's just one word, and it gets me to where I want to be. I have to program that, of course, but it's not that difficult.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
Oh, hang on. I think I know what you're talking about, Santa. Yeah, unmute on... That was on OBS. When I was doing some other work on OBS, I needed to mute my mic, and that's the one that I forgot to unmute. Yes, no, you're quite right. If that's what you're talking about, you remembered and I didn't. I'm going to get myself a beer. I hope you guys are okay to wait for a second while I crack a can. And if you like bitter ale, I suppose we have to call it now. That is a beautiful touch. It's got a good bitter smack and a lovely smack of hops. It's really nice. Unless you don't like hops, in which case you wouldn't like it. And of course, it's not fizzy. This is real ale, so it's not fizzy as such. Get some bubbles in it as pour it.
I'm gonna have some bourbon probably. I can't have beer anymore due to carbs.
Oh, you'll just have to drink bourbon then, won't you? So you do get some bubbles in there.
Call me Tunko and Smiley.
Well, yeah, because you can't drink so much quantity of bourbon, I guess. Not and still stand up. Now, why am I on third person?
Artisan
F1.
skunk. I only have tried non-alcoholic beer and they have been terrible. Santa owns. Who's trying to end up standing?
A very valid point, Santa. Yeah, very valid point. I've only ever tried non-alcoholic. Yeah, there are some that are okay, but you can't think of them as beer. You just got to think, is this a drink that I find okay to, the taste of it okay? That's all you can do, because you can't think of them as beer. They can never taste the same as beer. The thing about non-alcoholic stuff, whatever it is, you have to remember that when you drink something with alcohol, the alcohol affects your tongue and affects the way you taste things. So it can never be replicated without the alcohol. I think that's probably a 109 buzzing around. If so, he'll probably come and shoot me a bit. Yeah, look, thought it was. In fact, there's 4 of them. Oh, typical. Well, perhaps I should have spawned down in Beslan, where it's quieter and you don't get things like this. Very likely they could circle around and come and get me. Right. So if I'm drinking beer and I belch, normally I could get away with it because I wouldn't be pushing my push to talk for a belch. But it's here, isn't it? It's open mic.
BRB, sir.
Okay, Santa. Catch you in a bit. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, well I'll start. I've got a feeling I'll get shot to bits by... There's one of them over there. In fact, he might come right in now and take me out. Which is really frustrating. It's even worse when you've gone through the process of start up and taxiing and they just blow you to bits on the runway. Where are they going? Oh, they might be going away. Hopefully, I hope they are.
Artisan Spunk. This single player or multiplayer?
Yeah, this is multiplayer, but I'm the only one in the server at the moment. The server was, or the mission was created by Laxor, and it's hosted on my server that's just over my left shoulder, sitting up there on top of my tumble dryer. I've got another machine upon which the server sits. So
Artisan Spunk. So all the players are all I.
those enemy ones are, yes. The enemy planes are, and there's also an AI refueling aircraft. So an AI air tanker. But normally on a weekend there'd be sort of 5 or so of us in here, actual players, just flying around and enjoying ourselves. And you can fly anything on here pretty much. It doesn't have to be warbirds, because it's a fun server. It's not ever so serious. It's fun, it's instructional, and we help each other. So it's worth coming on here at some point just to try it. Right, let's get started. Now if I leave that radio on, it's going to be talking in our ears all the time, so I'll put it on a different channel. When we fly, we actually speak on the aircraft radio. That's probably a bomber just gone over. I can never find them. Oh, there he is, perhaps. As long as that's not the 109s. He's got a 109 with him. There's another 109 there. Yeah, they are flying about a bit. I almost don't want to start up, because what usually happens is you just get ready to go and they come and blow you to bits. Oh, I'll take a chance anyway. Right, so right now I've got switches on my throttle unit that do the same as on the aircraft. So there's a switch down there which is difficult to access. I can get it, and that's the fuel pump, electric fuel pump. You probably can't hear it, but it's now running on that switch. So there's another switch here which I'll use to open the fuel cock, and then at the back here I've got 2 switches for the magnetos. Oops, I'm going to do that. Telly. So there's a few commands that you'll hear me. When I say telly, that's just telling it to back out. Like if I zoom in like this, that's no good for flying around too much. So I'll know to zoom out again, and I'll just use that word, telly, and it puts me back. But that, to be honest, that's too far out. So I normally zoom in about to there, because the Spitfire, you can touch your nose on those gauges probably if you lean forward. So it's a very close fitting aircraft. Right, done that. Prime it. It's cold, so I'll give it 4 pumps. Right, and making sure the prop pitch is fully fine, that the brake is on. So there's the brake is on. Crack the throttle, and then I've got to push these 2 buttons together, the booster and the starter buttons together. So I use two buttons on the keyboard. It's one of the extremely rare, in fact it might be the only now, occasions where I touch my keyboard. Everything else is done by buttons on here or voice attack. So I'm going to press those 2. Once it gets ticking over, I'll throw the mixture lever forward, which I could click, but that's awkward when my fingers are busy. So I'll set up a button at the back of my my throttle unit to throw that forward. So I'll get it started. Lovely sound. This is the Echo sound, Echo 19 Spitfire engine sound. It's an absolute dream. It's really nicely done. Now I'm not sure if I've got any enemies. There were some enemies just north of the airfield, like infantry that infiltrated the airfield, and they would shoot at me, but I think they're gone, so I'll perhaps go for it. But there are 109s coming in escorting A20s. The A20, of course, yeah, okay, it's not an Axis aircraft, but for various reasons, that's what Laxor had to use as the enemy bomber. So I'll set my altimeter, set my nose down trim. So yeah, you have to do all the right stuff to make it work. And I'll set my rudder trim, which you just about see. Okay, telly. Okay, I'll pull the throttle back a bit. That was a bit open a bit too far, to be honest, when I started the engine that time. The throttle was open a bit too far. That's why she revved up so much. Right. Trim is done. I'll put my navigation lights on, which you'll see wingtip and a light at the back of the aircraft. So you can just about see that one there, and the green on the other side. And there's a tail light there. I'm going to try taking off. If there was any danger going towards the runway because of infantry, I would simply go in that direction and take off on the taxiway, because it's safer in respect of not being shot at by enemy infiltrators. Right, take the brake off, and then it's using the rudder pedals and the brake and the throttle in combination. And that's another thing, see, I can't sneeze without being public. Oh, and on all the axes, like the pitch, roll and yaw, rudder and this brake, you can set the parameters for that as well, so you can make them like more or less sensitive and all sorts of things. So there's a lot to do in setting up each aircraft. But once again, if you've got someone there that knows, you know, we can help you through that very quickly. But the jets don't do it for me. I really don't get much of a kick from jets. I use the A10 because it's a good fun aircraft, and you can load it up with some weaponry, including anti-aircraft missiles. So I use that, but not so often. If I only ever had the Spit, I'd be happy. Although I also want the Hurricane, and that's not likely to be forthcoming.
WW2 planes are so hard to fly, but I am able to get in the air and do some dive runs with the guns now.
Well, that's That's good. I mean, yeah, I think they're brilliant. Um, they've got something special about them. The jets just don't do it for me. Copy that, artisans.
Santa owns. When I try Lex's server, I always get killed at Mazok or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all do that. We're all good at crashing. So that's just something that you gradually get better at, isn't it? Right, so if you get, have you got the Spitfire? I can't remember.
Santa owns. No, I get killed by the RE guys before I can take off.
Right, yeah, that is frustrating. But they're not there all the time. And what you could do is spawn in Beslan, which is somewhere south of Mozdok, and you don't get interfered with in that area. So you could use that as your training area, knowing that you're not going to be attacked by 109s. That's another thing to remember on this. Right, I think I'm done. I think I'm all good.
Santa owns. I don't have the Spitfire, only the F4 unit.
Oh, okay. Well, you must get the Spitfire. It is mandatory, you know. No, I really recommend the Spitfire. And they say it's not easy to start with, but once you've got it, once you feel it, it's brilliant. Right, brake off, stick back, full right, throttle up, away we go. Although I think I'm going to recenter. Oh, now look, she's rolling already. It doesn't take much. Center. Okay, brake off, stick back, full right, throttle up.
Or do you intend to have this large disclaimer on screen about just testing, not really flying?
Yes, Warhawk, sorry. Yeah, that's just to let people know that I've still got work to do.
He's got a new hard drive and it's not as it normally is.
Well, it's new hard drives, but it's a new operating system. So it's moved from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Being shot at. I've not done my trims. I've got my gear up. Yeah, I've got my gear up.
Windows 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But I lost 2 hard drives in the process. Oh, but this Echo 19 spit sound is beautiful. And there's more than one version. I got the new version just recently after upgrading the PC, and the new version just doesn't cut it in the same way. I'll open the canopy and you just listen to the change in sound, and you don't get that to the same degree with the new version. Let me open the canopy. Listen to that. Beautiful. So I've got no plans on. Oh, perhaps I'll go and have a go. I might have a go at the VTRs on the railway bridge, which is centre picture right now. So there we are. I hadn't pulled my prop pitch back. Hadn't brought my boost back. because too busy talking. Hadn't put my sight on, guns are ready. Yes, so also Warhawk, if you're still there, it's open mic here instead of push to talk, because there have been issues with push to talk. What I was finding was that I could set up my push to talk in OBS, but as soon as I clicked onto the DCS screen, push to talk stopped working. So whilst I'm on DCS, I'm using like an open mic.
Interesting.
Yeah, I suppose interesting is one word for it. I suppose when I'm attacking I should have the canopy closed. What's that shooting at me? There must be a 109 behind me. It's too far away really. I'm burning my engine trying to catch up with him. Track. Damn it, I lost track AR for a moment then. Just at the wrong time. Track AR keeps jibbing out and giving me the wrong view. Needs to be sorted. I've probably knocked it without realising. Well, I've hit him and he's venting, but it's not enough to get him down, I don't suppose. I'm out of 20s. Well, I got him eventually. Almost out of ammo. RTV. Yeah, so there's loads of things Warhol got I had to reset up, like OBS, track IR, oh, just about everything. DCS, although most of the settings for the aircraft I managed to salvage. Are you still there, Warhol? In fact, is anyone still there? they got my port tyre. Those bullet holes in the wing are the ones that took that tyre out. But I got down. Right, is anyone there? If not, I'm going to probably close the stream now. Okay, no one's there, I guess, so it says one's there, it's probably a bot. So I'm going to close. I might fly again once or twice during the week because of testing, but failing that, it might be at the weekend. So anyone that's still hearing me, thanks for being there. Catch you another time. Take care, TTFN.